Hello, my beautiful people. Just of recent, guys, there have been discussions around the fact that the president, the vice president, the senators' salaries needs to be increased. Anyway, why the likes of Ibrahim Traore, who said that, look, my salary should not be increased, despite the fact that he has taken over the country as the military head of state. His salary did not increase. He's still collecting the same salary he was collecting just as an ordinary, military man. Now we have the Nigerian government trying to increase their own salaries, despite the fact that there have been inflation, despite the fact that, the country is hard for a lot of people. And I think that this is just pure greed and selfishness. But anyway, guys, let's take a look at, the salaries that the senators are collecting in comparison with the minimum wage for workers. Now, when it comes to minimum wage, the federal government is usually reluctant. The Nigerian Labour Congress usually have to go on strike upon strike for the federal government to even be able to increase workers' salary. But when it comes to their own salary, they do not have a problem with it. They do not have a problem with incessantly increasing their own salaries. Anyway, guys, since democracy, the salary was increased in 1999 from 250 naira in 1999 to 5,500 naira for state workers and 7,500 naira for federal, and then to 18,900 naira in 2011. And then later in 2019, it was increased to 30,000 naira. And more recently, in July 2024, the federal government raised it significantly from 30,000 naira to 70,000 naira, a 133% increase. Now, on record, there is no mention, no record of the National Assembly or the president or the vice president increasing their salary. You know where the problem is? The problem is the fact that last year, Senator Elijah Abo mentioned that during his time as a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he was collecting 18 million naira as standard pay, minus all of the other benefits, all of the other packages for stationery, wardrobe allowance, and all of those, other allowances that he collects, minus all of that. He mentioned that he collects 15 million naira. And where the discrepancy started coming in was when another senator said that, another current senator, said that they now collect 25 million naira every month, guys. Which means that these people, whenever they come out to say that, oh, we want to revise our salaries, and Nigerians will say, oh, no, that is not right. Don't do that. They end up doing it behind the doors, secretly, without the knowledge of Nigerians. But publicly, they will claim that, there have never been any change because as long as I'm concerned, there are no records for these. There are no records for these increments. Would you say that Senator Elijah Abo was lying when he said that, during his time, he was collecting 15 million naira as a standard pay as a senator during his time? Would that be the situation? I don't think so. But you guys, let's have your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section, guys. Before we go ahead with the details of today's news, if this is your first time here, you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you doing? What are you doing on YouTube if you're not subscribed to Newsroom Nigeria? This should be your news plug. You don't want to miss out on the rest of today's news, so please go ahead and subscribe. Also, leave your opinions in the comment section below as well. Lastly, please like this video. That way we're encouraged to keep giving you more reliable and authentic news all day long. Now, Yemi Cardoso, the CBN governor, was recorded in a video saying that his own salary as a CBN governor is more than what the president and the vice president goes home with. In fact, he said that his salary is like times 2 of what the president and the vice president goes home with. And then for the senators, I think he said maybe it's times 10 or something like that. That, his salary is times 10 what, an average senator goes home with. And he was trying to use that to buttress the fact that the president and the vice president's salary needs to be revised, including the senators as well. And I know that, the popular belief is, when somebody is holding an office where they deal with money regularly, that kind of person needs to be paid very well so that their eye doesn't enter the money that, they are in charge of. And I think at this point, Godswill has proven us wrong on that theory, because if he is paid well, and if the reason for him being paid such humongous amount of money is that he should not choke eye into government funds, and he still went ahead to do that, stealing billions upon billions of dollars, building that kind of estate, 1,777, apartments, for that matter. If his salary, the huge amount of money he collects as a salary, did not stop him from doing that, so why pay them that much? Which means that your own salary, Yemi Cardoso self, it needs to be cut down. It's a lot. It's too much. I remember the now emir of Kano, Sanusi, while he was a CBN governor, he said that the senators, the National Assembly, the president, the vice president, they take home 25% of the national income. That is the total income of a whole country, the total income of Nigeria as a whole. 25% of that is what senators, presidents, the vice president, that is what they take home every day. Can you imagine that? Just allow that to sink in. And yet, these people, they are greedy to the extent that, they still want to increase it. They are not even thinking of the fact that, let's make this sacrifice. Let's, reduce our salary. Let's just manage and, use the excess money we have, to do things, to do other things. Build world-class hospital, for example. Anyway, guys, let's delve right into the details of today's news. The federal government is considering a salary increase for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Vice President Kasshim Shettima, senators, ministers, and other political office holders, following a proposal by the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission. RMAFC chairman Mohammed Shehu announced the plan at a press briefing in Abuja on Monday. He described the current salary structure as outdated and unrealistic, noting that it has remained unchanged since 2008, despite rising responsibilities and economic challenges. Shehu revealed that the president currently earns 1.5 million naira monthly, while ministers receive less than 1 million naira. He argued that these figures fall short of what is appropriate for such high offices, especially when compared with the much higher salaries of some agency heads and the governor of a central bank of Nigeria. What they will not tell you is the fact that, that basic salary is minute to, the other allowances that they collect. They would never mention, those other allowances, the stationery allowances, the wardrobe allowance, the whatever allowance that they collect, so many other allowances that they collect. They would not mention all of that. What they will keep hammering on is the basic salary. Moving on, you cannot pay the president of Nigeria 1.5 million naira monthly with a population of over 200 million people and expect it to be taken seriously. He said, you pay either a CBN governor or the DG 10 times more than you pay the president. That is just not right. Or you pay him, the head of an agency, 20 times higher than the Attorney General of a federation. That is absolutely not right. But the plan has been met with resistance from organized labor. The Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) warned that raising salaries for politicians at a time when ordinary Nigerians are struggling with inflation and poverty would be unjust. A senior NLC official said the real burden lies in eating allowances and perks that already inflates the earnings of the top office holders. Yes, exactly what I just said. They would never talk about all of those allowances, all of those perks. For example, a senator, do you know the amount of money that a senator collects as, what is it called? Is it contract? The amount of money allocated for them to be able to do something in their constituents. They would never talk about all of that. They would never mention the allowances that they collect. All of those allowances, all of those monies that are meant to, do something positive for their constituents. How many of those senators actually use that money for the purpose that it's meant for? That is the millions of naira that they collect for constituency projects. How many of them actually, do the constituents project? But they will never mention all of that. What they are so fixated upon is the basic salary. of a president, the vice president, and the senators. Moving on, the president's salary may be 1.5 million naira, but with allowances, the package can exceed 100 million naira. Can you imagine? In total, all of the total package, plus the allowances and everything, it can exceed 100 million naira. But what these people are fixated upon is the basic salary that is just 1.5 million naira. But they are not talking about all of the allowances. When you put all of them together, it exceeds 100 million naira. But yet, they want to increase it. But when it comes to increasing minimum wage, it's very difficult for them. The NLC have to drag with them before they finally approve it. If government can publish salaries, it should also publish allowances. Yes, he said. Labour also criticized the wide income gap between politicians and ordinary workers, while lawmakers are believed to take home up to 30 million naira monthly. The national minimum wage stands at 70,000 naira, and university professors earn less than 400,000 naira. The union argues that this growing inequality is eroding the middle class and fueling poverty. Good leadership requires sensitivity to the people's plight. If politicians continue to prioritize themselves over the nation, this country risks imploding. And if that happens, even the elites will not have a country to fall back on, the source warned. At the event, Shehu had clarified that the commission is not responsible for fixing the minimum wage for civil servants, but is constitutionally mandated to determine the pay of political, judicial, and legislative office holders. He insisted that realistic remuneration was necessary to ensure accountability and discourage corruption. In addition to the salary review, Shehu said the RMAFC has begun work on revising Nigerians' revenue allocation formula, which has not been adjusted since 1992. The current arrangement gives the federal government 52.68%, states 26.72%, and local government 20.60%, with a further 4.18% reserved for special funds. He explained that recent constitutional amendments have increased the financial responsibilities of states, making it essential to review the formula to ensure equality and sustainability. He revealed that previous efforts under former Presidents Goodluck Jonathan and Muhammadu Buhari were stalled, but promised that the ongoing review would be inclusive, data-driven, and transparent. You all, let's have your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section below. What do you all think of this planned increase of political office holders' salaries? Before we go, my people, let's take a look at some of the reactions we got online. Chris Chimeze says, "We are already in the mess. Whatever he likes, let him do with us and our treasury. If he likes, let him sell the country safe. We deserve what we get. If not, tell me why Nigerians are so gullible to still accept 5K or 10K to vote anybody. Can't we even say no? Just concluded by-election shows how ready we are as a country. As for me, I'm immune to whatever wrong they throw at us. If he wants safe, let him do more than 8 years. No one should blame anyone because we are all part of the wrongs happening to us." Omoluabi says, "Nice one. We deserve the kind of leaders and presidents we got. You people leave someone with traceable character, with no stains. You voted for thief. Now you are crying, Abi? And I never see anything. Keep taking your 5K for election." You all, let's have your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section below. Subscribe, guys, if you have not already done that. Also like this video as well. I'll see you all in my next video.